What's up, Timmons here. Here is my opening slash streaming segment where I talk about the films and series that are coming out this week, whether they be theater, streaming, etc. Here are the two wide release films we have out. First up, we got the horror movie Him. Him stars Marlon Wayans, and it's about where terror strikes when a promising young football player gets invited to train at a team's isolated compound. And this does look pretty creepy here. Marlon Wayans, really happy to see him doing something more like more of a serious horror movie. I love scary movies, don't get me wrong. But Marlon Wayans actually does showcase that he could do more than just straight up comedy. He was great in Requiem for a Dream. Obviously, I even think he could have easily got an Oscar nomination for his for his performance in that Whitney Houston. No, not Whitney Houston. Aretha Franklin biopic. Respect that he did with Jennifer Hudson. I think he could have easily got an Oscar nomination for that because he was actually really solid in that one. I still think he probably could have got an Emmy nomination for Bel Air, playing Will's dad in that. The guy is really great. He can do comedy, drama, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him in this one. Alright, also out, we got A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. The title makes it sound like that Donald Trump bill. Big, beautiful bill, But anyway. Here's what the film's about. A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey stars Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie. True to a surprising twist of fate, single strangers Sarah and David get to relive important moments of their past, how they got you where they are in the present. And this does look really heartfelt. You got Colin Farrell, Margot Robbie, pretty much the Penguin and Harley Quinn together. Sign me up there. So it does look interesting, looks heartfelt, so I'm looking forward to that when it comes out. Alright, now on the streaming front, on Netflix we got this Turkish-German movie called She Said Maybe, which follows the story of Amavi and as she navigates a culture clash between Hamburg and Istanbul. So to be honest, I'm probably not going to see that, so. We also got, on Hulu, we got Swipe, which stars Lily James as Wolf Herd, Whitney Wolf Herd, who's of course is the founder of the dating app Bumble, and of course dominated the tech industry by launching a two innovative dating apps there. And of course you got Lily. She of course made the youngest self-made female billionaire. So I'm intrigued to see this one. You got Lily James, Lily James is always awesome. So I'm intrigued to see this one, to say the least. It does look really intriguing, so hopefully it's a good one, but we'll see there. We also got a film titled Night of the Reaper coming to Shudder, where in the wake of a brutal murder of a teen babysitter, college student Dina returns to her home for the weekend and is roped into a babysitting gig of her own. When the local sheriff mailed a piece of evidence that proves the murder may not be been isolated incident, he is led on a scavenger hunt to reveal the killer may be behind a sequel. I always do love a good babysitter horror film, whether it's obviously going way back to Halloween, When a Stranger, of course, is a good one. Maybe I should do my top 10 favorite babysitter horror films. There's some really good ones out there, but I'm intrigued to see this one, though. It does look really fun, looks creepy, so sign me up for this one. Definitely getting a little bit of a When a Stranger Calls vibe here. So, could be cool there. Alright, also, we got a movie titled Doing It, which stars Lily Singh as this 30-year-old version who decides to teach sex ed here. And this actually looks pretty funny. It actually reminds me of that little movie that Haley Joel Osment did back in 2014, which was also titled Sex Ed here. But this does look like be interesting to check out. I like Lily Singh. She's hilarious. So you don't really get much of these sex comedies nowadays. So sign me up with this one. Hopefully it is good, but we'll see. Alright. We also got a film titled Just Breathe, which follows Nick Bianco, played by Kyle Gallner, who plans to rebuild his life and win back the love of his life after a year he spent in prison for assault. Upon his release, Nick learns that the target of his affection has another admirer, who is this no-nonsense parole officer. And this does look pretty interesting. I do like Kyle Gallner. Sean Ashmore's always good. So this could be interesting to check out. We also got a film called The Compatriots. Facing deportation, undocumented immigrant Javi has an unexpected reunion with his estranged best friend, Hunter, a bachelor who's seeking deeper connections. They soon embark on a heartfelt journey to prevent Javi's expulsion from the only country he's ever called home. I don't know, this looks interesting here, especially with everything going on today. I think this movie's definitely, it's definitely well worth a watch in today's society here, especially with, the new Trump era and whatever. So, I don't know, this could be interesting, but we'll see. We also got a movie called Brownsville Bred, which is set in Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York. A spunky Latina must find her own path as she comes of age to face a grim realities of the musician father. I saw the preview for this when I went to see that Dylan O'Brien movie Twinless. It does look really heartfelt. I don't really know too much about the actors involved, but this does look intriguing to check out, so that should be interesting. Alright. We also got The Queen of Manhattan, which follows the wild and life of legendary adult film icon Vanessa Del Rio, set against a backdrop of organized crime controlled Times Square during the 1970s and 80s. Now, this also features the late Michael Madsen, Rainey Qualley, who's, of course, the sister of Margaret Qualley, Julia DiMatteo from Sopranos fame, Jesse Metcalfe from John Tucker Must Die fame, Isaiah Morris, who was just in the recent Mission Impossible movies, and he also played Deathstroke in on Titans. He's always really good. I mean, this looks intriguing. I do love good true story movies. Always do like to see films that takes place in 1970s and 80s Times Square. See what Times Square was like before, like beforehand. So I don't know. This could be interesting to check out. Definitely looks like a love letter to Times Square here. So could be cool there. We also got a movie called Xeno, where a teen girl develops an overworldly bond with an alien after a crash lands in the desert. As government agents close in, she must protect her new friend while uncovering a secret that could change the fate of both of their worlds. And this does look intriguing. Definitely has a little bit of like an ET vibe here, so that could be a intriguing check out. It also stars Lulu Wilson, who you might know from those Becky movies. So I'm definitely intrigued to this one here. Alright. We also got a film called Peacock, where the CEO and public face of Vienna-based rent-a-friend agency, My Companion, and it's being the perfect professional shapeshifter, begins to take a toll on his relationship with his girlfriend, and eventually his own psychic integrity. That could be interesting to check out. And Peacock has nothing to do with the streaming service, just say now. We also got a film called Adulthood, when siblings Megan and Noah uncovers a long-buried corpse in their family's basement. They stumble into a wildly escalating spiral of crime, cover-ups, and murder. Now, this also stars Josh Gad, Kai Scodelario, Beanie Feldstein, Alex Winter, who's, of course, he directs this as well. He, of course, is best known for Bill and Ted fame. So I'm intrigued to see this one. It does look like a really fun little dark comedy here. I like Josh Gad. I like Kai Scodelario. So this, I don't know, could be interesting to check out. Alright, we also got Waltzing with Brando, which stars Billy Zane as famed legendary icon Marlon Brando. You also got John Heder, Richard Dreyfuss, and it's where actor Marlon Brando continued to star in hit movies in the 1970s while making plans to live on an island paradise in Tahiti. So I saw the preview for that. That looks horrible. Although I will say, Billy Zane as Marlon Brando does look perfect. I mean, I don't know if the movie's going to be good or not, but the resemblance of Billy Zane as Marlon Brando, perfect right there. But who knows if it's a good movie or not. Alright. We also got American Sweatshop, starring Lily Reinhart from Riverdale fame. And it's a thriller that stars Lily Reinhart as a social media content moderator who attempts to solve a violent crime that she sees a video while on the job. You also got Danelle McKellar, Fry. It does look intriguing. I like Lily Reinhart, so that could be interesting to check out. All right. We also got London Calling, which stars Josh Duhamel and Jeremy Ray Taylor, who, of course, was in the It movies. After fleeing from a job gone wrong, a down-on-his-luck hitman must babysit the son of a crime boss and show him how to become a man. And, of course, you do got Josh Duhamel. This does look pretty entertaining here, so that could be pretty fun. We also got a film called My Sunshine, about two skaters, popular opposites in personality, team up to train for a figure skating duo. Their growing bond blurs the lines between partners and more. That could be interesting to check out. We also got a film called Plain Clothes, which stars Tom Blythe, who, of course, played young Snow in the recent Hunger Games film. And this is, of course, based on. And this is about like a 1990s where an undercover officer is told to entrap and apprehend gay men only to find himself drawn into one of his targets. It does look really interesting. Love the cinematography here, so that could be interesting to check out. Now, Him is not the only football movie we have out this week. We also got The Senior, which stars Michael Chiklis, of course, from Fantastic Four fame, The Shield. It's stars Michael Chiklis as Mike Flynn, who at age 59 becomes a college football linebacker. Now, you also got Rob Corddry, Mary Stuart Masterson. It does look really interesting. You got Michael Chiklis, who's always great. I'm not really much of a sports guy in general, but I do love a good football movie, and especially the ones based on a true story, whether it's like Remember the Titans, Radio. I'm a defender of Radio. I don't care what anyone says. Radio's awesome. Rudy. I mean, you got some really good ones here, so I'm intrigued to see this one. Hopefully, that could be pretty good. All right, now we also do got some films coming to limited release this week, but they'll hit streaming next month. Like we got Steve, which stars Cillian Murphy as a head teacher in charge of a school for boys with satire and behavioral difficulties. And this does look interesting. Cillian Murphy is always good. Obviously, coming off his Oscar win for Oppenheimer. I'm intrigued to see this one. Hopefully, it's good there. We also got The Lost Bus, which stars Matthew McConaughey, where a bus driver has to navigate a bus carrying kids and their teacher for safety to 2018's campfire. And this looks really intriguing. Directed by Paul Greengrass, Matthew McConaughey, America Ferrera. It looks really intense here. Produced by Blumhouse and Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm all for that. That should be intriguing. And we also have the theatrical IMAX re-release of Apollo 13, which I might actually watch that in years. Apollo 13 is great. With Tom Hanks, Ron Howard. I mean, it's just a really good one. So I'm definitely Houston. We have a problem. I mean, just one of the most iconic movies of the 90s. So I'm intrigued. I'll definitely rewatch that one. If I have the time. All right. Now on the streaming front, like the TV front, I should say, we got Futurama returning for Hulu. Gen V season 2 comes to Amazon. Can't wait for the return of Gen V. That first season was great, so definitely excited for the next season there. The Morning Show season 4 returns to Apple with Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon. That could be interesting to see there. We got Black Rabbit starring Jason Bateman, Jude Law, where the owner of a New York hotspot allows his chaotic brother back in his life, and he opens the door to escalating dangers that threatens to bring down everything he's built. And this looks really intriguing. Bateman, Law's always good, so I'm definitely looking forward to that one. We got Reasonable Doubt Season 3 comes to Hulu, which I've never seen the first 2 seasons, but there's that. We got Haunted Hotel, which this looks interesting. It's a adult animated horror comedy that follows a woman struggling to run a hotel that is also haunted, but soon gets help from a strange brother who happens to be a ghost. The voice talent includes like Will Forte, Scout Gazando, Jimmy Simpson. This looks really fun. I mean, I like the animation, so I'm always down for a new adult animated comedy on Netflix, so sign me up there. And this is also from the same writer of Rick and Morty, so that there will also pique my interest. And last but not least, we got Tulsa King Season 3 coming to Paramount Plus. I cannot wait for Tulsa King. I mean, I thought the first two seasons was great. This is also essentially set up like the spin-off one with Sam Jackson, which I can't wait to see that. Sam Jackson's supposed to have a little cameo in this, which of course we do see in the trailer. So I'm definitely looking forward to see this one. Stallone looks great. You got Frank Grillo, which by the way, double dose of Frank Grillo this year, by the way, because of course he's also on Peacemaker. So we got like a double dose of Frank Grillo going on, so that's always great. More Frank Grillo is always a given. But that's pretty much it. Let me ask you guys, which of these films or series are you interested in? Are you interested in him, A Big Bold Beautiful Journey, Senior, The Return of Tulsa King, Gen V, Dark Hospital? Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Timmy Simon.